let's look at this transfer news, people. So what is that on the clock? Let's say 27:07. One love to you lot. Smash the like button. Continue to smash that like button. As usual, thank you very much for doing such, people. Pardon me. Let's flick over to the Athletic. And let's start with this Raphinha stuff, people. There's no rules in this. I can go live as little or as much as I want, when I want, how I want. I'm not saying you're not saying that, but why not, man? Why not? You know, it's cool, man. You know, you're not missing anything because you're here, mate, aren't you? Arsenal submit offer to Leeds United for Raphinha, says David Ornstein. Arsenal have sent a formal offer to Leeds United for winger Raphinha. The Athletic understands. It is believed Arsenal made contact with their Premier League counterparts on Tuesday and indicated their intention to submit a proposal. A bid is thought to have followed this evening, but it fell well below Leeds' valuation and is expected to be rejected out of hand. Hopefully, that's a game of chess. That's the first bid to make our intentions clear, people. You know, but again, no close away from the euphoria. That doesn't scream like a team that's going to be signing Raphinha anytime soon. A lot can change in football, but yeah, people. Arsenal are firm admirers of Raphinha and want to add him to their attacking options. The 25-year-old Brazilian international has long been expected to join Barcelona, and the Catalan side are known to be his favourite option, although their pursuit is complicated by financial problems. After Barcelona, Chelsea are said to be Raphinha's preferred destination, and not only would a move there provide Champions League football, but potentially also a better chance of winning major trophies. And you can't blame him for that. London lifestyle. They've won the Champions League more recent. They finished third. That is fact, and maybe that's costly for Arsenal not getting Champions League. Before this article, I said I think Chelsea will get him just because they're linked with Dembele and all these wingers, and it doesn't give me much confidence when there's rumours that Ziyech might leave. I don't know where Chelsea's priorities lie, but yeah, people, it is what it is. If I'm Chelsea, I get Raphinha, snapped up tomorrow, but it is what it is. So we're his third choice, essentially, really and truly. So we hope and pray and hope that Barcelona, Chelsea, and anyone else have other interests elsewhere or doing other things, people. But this tells me Raphinha may or may not be in any rush to sort out his future. You know, you might wait to see what Barcelona are doing and what happens around their financial structure and bringing in and selling players. You might wait to see if Chelsea actually follow up their interest, because we're the only team that has sent a formal offer. No doubt Chelsea and a long list of clubs are interested, but it seems like we've made a move. They haven't. Whether they're going to or not is another thing. If we can take advantage of them maybe having priorities elsewhere. But if I'm Raphinha, I wait to see what Chelsea are doing. I wait to see what Barcelona are doing. I actually wait, full stop. If you look at it when you consider the World Cup, you kind of want your future sorted out early so that you can adapt to your new team, etc., people. Then come Arsenal. They play Europa League football next season, and Tottenham, who qualified for the Champions League and are considering Raphinha, but he is not their first choice. Raphinha has enjoyed 2 fine seasons since moving to Leeds. He's bagged 17 goals in 65 top-flight appearances, people. Again, the Athletic reported earlier this month that Leeds are sympathetic to Raphinha's ambition and do not intend to be unfair or obstructive with if their valuation is met. I mean, it's nice to see we've made an offer, so that tells me maybe it's not cohesion on the futures of Pepe, Reece Nelson, and just any outgoing players. We'll have to see, mate. If there's any backup options for Raphinha, we'll have to see, people, really and truly. And it takes me back to why we got Zaha over Pepe. One has to wonder. I mean, Leeds are not going to sell him to a fellow Premier League team on the cheap. And in terms of the structure of payments, they're not going to make it easy to deal with. You know, every Premier League team has to pay a premium abroad, and then all the Premier League teams zang each other, people, as you've seen with the signing of a 50 million Ben White, who at the time came off the back of what, one Premier League season. You know, we all know Maguire costs 80 million, and there's just a premium for damn right any English player. If anyone tries to buy Declan Rice, it's a mad thing. Chelsea might be getting Sterling. Maybe they say no to Raphinha. But again, I don't know what's happening with Raheem Sterling. He's got a lot to consider. There's every reason to join Chelsea. There's every reason to stay at City. There's every reason to run down your contract if City let you do that and leave for free. There's every reason to see what your agent could do. And maybe there's a team that's got nothing to do with what we're saying, and it happens there. Brighton, what, 50 million for Cucurella? Everybody zangs everybody. We signed Eddie Nketiah to a new deal, thankfully. But if he didn't sign, you know, he might have gone to another Premier League team, or he would have went abroad and then been sold back to this market at a premium. The same thing with Tammy Abraham. If Chelsea don't activate that buy clause, Tammy Abraham's going to be sold for some peas. So you get the point, really and truly. So it all depends. what's happening, people. So moving away from the Athletic, that's Raphinha. You know, can we find Raphinha when he's at Rennes and all these sort of teams there, people? I don't know. If we start looking at some other articles, to reiterate once again, Arsenal have made an approach for Leeds forward Raphinha. Arsenal are keen on Raphinha. We're expected to formally approach Leeds United about signing a 25-year-old who has 2 years left and not expected to sign a new deal, people. Barcelona, Chelsea also seem interested. Once again, courtesy of Sky Sports, Arsenal remain in talks, as we have been for about 2 years now, or 20, remaining talks over the signing of Manchester City forward Gabriel Jesus. We all know the asking price, and who knows what's going to be said, people. Apparently, the quotes from Sky Sports in relation to his transfer. I think it's too early to say it would give them the edge, as there's a long way to go in the transfer window, and Arsenal having to catch up. It won't be easy next season, as they'll be in Europa. Sorry, I don't think this is anything really and truly. I think this is personal opinions. Thought that was something directly involved in the transfer, so we'll skip that. Arsenal now in advanced talks. Gabriel Jesus talks, but twist still possible. Again, Arsenal are reportedly closing in on a deal, but obviously there's twist possible. Until he signed the contract, anything's up for debate, people. Arsenal told they'll have to pay 34.5 million to beat Manchester United to Lisandro Martinez, people. Again, both clubs are firmly in the race. So we'll have to see what actually happens there, really. But again, left-footed, good passer from what you can see, can play a couple of roles, would be welcomed addition to the welcomed addition in terms of a member of our squad, especially as we look to have strength in depth, particularly because of his ability, allegedly, to play left-back, people. Again, seems like more personal opinions. Apparently, Leeds will reject Arsenal's opening offer for Raphinha as they hold out for 60 million valuation, with the North London club looking to strike again in the market after sealing £34 million deal for Fabio Vieira. Big him up, because we will be covering him. Arsenal made an opening bid for Raphinha on Tuesday night. Maybe that's to rattle him and see what could be done. Maybe we're being used as there's as he's moving to another club. I don't know. When you see rumors about Gabriel Jesus dragging Telemans off on the back burner, other clubs looking at Raphinha, maybe it's a game of chess, people. Apparently, Fabio Vieira has the same agent as Raphinha. Hopefully, that can give us an edge, people. Arsenal on Tuesday night made their opening bid for Leeds United winger Raphinha, though it is understood to be below his 60 million price tag. Leeds will reject the offer, though Arsenal will continue discussions as they look to sign the Brazilian and Manchester City's Gabriel Jesus. Talks are progressing with City too, as Arsenal look to prize away a striker the Premier League champions value at 50 million. Sorry, folks. Ain't got my glasses, mate. Spurs and PSG are understood to be monitoring developments, as they are aware of Jesus' preference to link up with Mikel Arteta at Arsenal. Apparently, Raphinha is represented by the same agent as Fabio Vieira, who on Tuesday became Arsenal's second signing of the summer, after we obviously announced his signing, people. Allegedly, Edu is said to have hinted. I think we still have some good, positive conversations, to be fair. I hope we can give the fans some good news. Hopefully, people. Hopefully. So it is what it is where these lot are concerned, people. The article's gone on to speak about Arsenal need to get players sold. Torreira's contracted for another year. Pepe hasn't worked out in the last 18 months of his contract. Can't buy a game at Arsenal at the moment, people. Really and truly. At this moment, you might as well sign for us Rongans, people. Come down to pre-season, Pepe. We need a winger. We need exciting players. So it is what it is. We need to deal with some outgoings, people, where that's concerned. Fabrizio Romano has said, in terms of Gabriel Jesus, Arsenal are working on it and negotiations are very advanced. Arsenal will now need to be fast on final key details involving players/agents to get the deal done and avoid twists. Once again, Spurs and PSG allegedly are monitoring what's going on in that regards, people. One love to everybody tuned in. Make sure you're hitting the likes. We're at 150. Can we get to 200, people? So make of that what you will. That's the same thing. Just reiterating that. Apparently, David Ornstein on Rio Ferdinand's YouTube channel is alleged to have said, I don't think the signing in relation to Raphinha is close to happening, but the interest in him is clear and firm. Mikel Arteta and a number of others at Arsenal really, really like Raphinha. Their admiration is not particularly fresh. It goes back a little. I mean, anyone that watches the Premier League, because he's decent. He said, let's see if it's contingent on Nicolas Pepe's future. I think Arsenal are open to Pepe leaving. If they can get a reasonable price, this is more assumption, 25, 30 million. That might be a reasonable return. I think he would be open to moving on. I think in one hand, that's a reasonable return. I think that's dreamland. I think many fans would take that and accept that at this moment in time. But I don't think there'll be a list of teams queuing up to do that. If I was looking at signing Pepe, it's a loan with an option to buy for maybe that fee, or it's a dry loan, and then you try and do what Fiorentina are doing about Torreira. You sit there and hopefully he has a blistering season over in France or wherever he'll go, and it will tempt people this time next year to make an offer on a player, which this time next year will have a year left on his deal. Speaking of that, once again, Saliba, Saka, Martinelli are all run out in 2024. As much as there's talk about new signings, you want to see them stay at the club, if I'm completely honest. Apparently, people, there was a lot of talk about Gabriel Jesus' agent being in London. Apparently, that may have been false, people. The agent of Arsenal target, Gabriel Jesus, is reportedly still in Brazil amid reports that he has travelled to London to complete a deal. Doesn't mean it can't happen, but it's something that needs to be mentioned, people. We might not be able to afford people, but nonetheless, these are talking points in it. So let's just see in it. If we can't afford them, sign someone else and get this show back on the road and then get in a position where you can one day. If not, that's it, people. But alleged it might be caps, people. Football.London understands that Manchester City forward Gabriel Jesus is on the club's shortlist of profiles. Obviously, Edu has held talks with his reps. He's got 12 months left on his deal. But apparently his agent is still in Brazil, people. Freddie Paxton, big him up, people. Go and check the video out on my YouTube channel that I did with him a few weeks back. Reports that Gabriel Jesus' agents are in London now are wide of the mark. As it stands, Marcelo Pinati, the agent working most closely on his future, is still in Sao Paulo. Confirmed to me directly, he says. So that doesn't mean it's not happening. You know, there's Zoom and these sort of things. Maybe someone else was sent on his behalf. Make of that what you will. Hopefully there's a resolution to his future solved sooner rather than later, folks. If not, then you can see where we're at. Pardon me, Miguel Aziz, who's made it clear he wants first team football next season. Allegedly, a couple of Spanish clubs want to sign him. And I think he has got Spanish blood in him. Apparently, Genoa are keen on signing him, people. And he could be allowed on loan. He needs to push for a loan, you know, really and truly. What's the occasional cup game going to be? You know, you just got to look at, you returned from Portsmouth in January. You was on the bench a couple of times in the first team. How much first team minutes did you get? Not just him, many. You know, and Mikel Arteta, it's not that I believe he's not going to give young players chances. Clearly, he's trying to make the squad more competitive, you know. So there's not necessarily going to be that many chances at Arsenal Football Club. So, yeah, people, I mean, that could give him La Liga experience if it is true, you know, and see what's going on there, really and truly. So, yeah, he could be drawing interest from Genoa, and I'm sure he's got some other offers. Obviously, he's recently changed agent, same agent as Aubameyang. So, and you know, that agent is very good at what he does, or that agency are very good at what they do. So I'm sure they know and he knows what they want to do, people. Once again, Arsenal confirmed £34 million purchase of Porto midfielder. 22-year-old Fabio Vieira has signed. He has 6 league goals in 15 starts last season. He is our third signing of the summer, this article says. I guess after Marquinhos and obviously Matt Turner technically. So yeah, Arsenal will pay 30 million up front plus 4 million in performance related add-ons. As you know, the tail end of last week, he underwent a medical, cut short his holiday, and I think he's gone back on holiday. So enjoy yourself and be ready for pre-season, people. So yeah, people. Apparently, an analyst in the Portuguese league said, we are talking about a player who plays on the right wing and he uses his game time to move from the wing to the middle. So a wide playmaker can play as an 8, can play as a 10, and can play as a wide playmaker. So that might tell you that's someone that's going to provide more depth out wide if we can't get Raphinha, or someone that's seen as being adaptable in multiple positions and can thrive as being that sort of utility man. He's 22, so he's got a lot of defining to do at this stage in his career. Still quite raw. Think personally arrives as a squad player rotation option, but he looked very technical. So bring that to the carpet, people. You know, I'm here for it. Triangles and third man runners, you know. You, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, get you all on the pitch. Same way I want to see Raphinha, Gabriel Jesus, and Martinelli at some point. So yeah, but he can easily play in other spaces like the left wing and as an offensive midfielder, and number 10, as he's not that fast, but he has a lot of flexibility with the ball and very good positioning without it as well. Fair enough. Many people in England, well, forget all of that. Apparently, he's 22 years of age, technically gifted, so he fits in with Arsenal's mold of players. He has great movement, very graceful on the ball. He really wants to get on it. He plays really as a number 8, which is what I know. He's played out wide as a winger or as a false 9, but at the heart of midfield is where he's at his best. So this is someone that can compete. And he does have a wonderful eye for a pass. So yeah, I don't think he's someone that's gonna, massively transform Arsenal. I hope he can define expectations. But yeah, in terms of Raphinha, people, and let's see what specifically has been said. He said, I can't wait to get started. Well, first things first, Fabio Vieira joins on long-term contract, people. Again, the 22-year-old's made 54 appearances for Porto, so he's not the most experienced, but he does come with something. We're so pleased, Ed, this is Edu. We're so pleased to have completed the signing of Fabio from FC Porto. Fabio is a player with special qualities who is comfortable with the ball in the final third of the pitch. We're all looking forward to working with him and enjoying his future contribution to Arsenal. We'll now continue to work hard and are looking forward to finishing this transfer window as strongly as possible. So the last couple of sound bites we've seen from Edu, he seems quite bullish on transfers and things like that, people. So I'm here for that. Mikel Arteta said, as you can see here, I am very excited that we have identified and signed such a special talent. Fabio is a very creative player that will bring high quality and versatility to our attacking play. So he's seen as someone that's intelligent enough to play in a bunch of roles. We welcome Fabio and his family to our club and are looking forward to starting work with him ahead of the new season. He'll wear number 21, people. So yeah, welcome, Fabio. Hopefully you're not the last one through the door. He said, I can't wait to get started, people. He said, I am thrilled, of course. This is an important step forward in my career. Arsenal is a huge and historic club, so I'm delighted to be here at my home. On the process, he said it certainly was a fast process. It was something that was drawn to meeting the people at the club was a real positive for me. I'm loving it here, and I'm here to give my all. Which factors help make you the decision? He's obviously going to give the PR. As I said, Arsenal is a historic English club. It's one of the biggest clubs in the world. Everyone knows Arsenal are a fantastic team. That was one of the main factors behind me choosing Arsenal. I really like the way the team plays, and I can't wait to get started. He hasn't met Arteta yet, people, but he told me he couldn't wait to start working with me and get to know my family. In relation to his style of play, people, I'm an attacking player who looks to find space between the lines to be able to finish off moves either with assists or by scoring goals. I'm here for that. I know you play nothing like that, but could you be our very own Jota? I think those are the main attributes that Arsenal fans can expect from me. I'll always give my all for the team. I'm looking forward to see the combination play with you, Martin Odegaard and Bukayo Saka. I mean, I would look to, just my personal bias, I would like him to long-term be molded into an 8. Same goes for Odegaard and Smith Rowe have the ability. But I expect you to be able to play in the same roles and sort of things that Odegaard and Smith Rowe can. So let's see what Fabio Vieira has. But I like that he said he wants assists and goals. You strike me as an intelligent player. You seem very cultured and be able to play and move in between the lines, play weighted passes in behind, good weight of pass, good passing range. Wonderful left foot, really. So let's see what the 22-year-old's got in his own ways, people. He hasn't got a favorite goal and all those things. In terms of his strengths, he said his passing and his shooting ability. Well, we don't really like to shoot. He said, I think those are my main strengths. As for what I need to work on, I'd say the physical side of my game. As I said in videos before, physically. So the first 6 months is always what I look for in the Premier League. So he's probably going to be on the bench, have to by this time. He's going to have to adapt physically. And I hope you could ask Bernardo Silva, who should, as an older Portuguese man, give you experience, because I always think when we talk physicality, of course, we want 6 foot composing figures like Patrick Vieira. But David Silva, Bernardo Silva, and there's bare other examples. They're not necessarily the biggest of men, but they throw themselves around reasonably and stuff. And I think you need to get it. He spoke on Arsenal's future, people. He spoke, obviously, of Thierry Henry, Bergkamp. I like that you've mentioned Santi Cazorla and Cesc Fabregas. He mentioned he's a fan of Bukayo Saka and Smith Rowe. He's mentioned Odegaard is quite similar to him. So you two are going to kind of indirectly be competing, but there's going to be times where you might play wide right, Odegaard plays, and Smith Rowe somehow gets in the team. I want to see that. Same way I have a dream of seeing Jesus, Raphinha, and Martinelli together, or many other combinations, man. You are delusional. I might be, but you need to ask yourself why, in terms of English time at 1:30, you're speaking about that, really and truly, me being delusional. YouTube's a very educational place, people. You could be using this to better your life, but your decision making is coming like Hudson Odoi. You're just getting in the final third and getting frazzled. So yeah, man, shout out to you, Joseph, man. That's a biblical name, man. You need to go read the Bible and use some common sense, man. Big up you. Hope you find your way. But anyways, carrying on from this, people. He said he loves being at home. He likes to chill out with his girlfriend. That's cool, mate. You know, he said he can't wait to explore London. He said he feels this is the right move. I mean, this isn't anything new. And he's obviously said he hopes to achieve multiple goals with us. So yeah, that's what you want to see from him, people. Edu has said we are 100% committed to youth. I don't know where this has come from, but we have to go into the market for exciting players with the right age, right attitude, and right mentality. We want to see a club like Arsenal with a young squad, an exciting squad with a big, big future. Because, as I said last summer, the idea is to have a young squad. We want to give them the opportunity to play together for 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 seasons. We still have a lot to do, but we are really excited to start the season with the players we target and the players we sign. Eddie's been talking bossy in this segment that we've been looking at. This summer is just a consequence of what we've been working on a lot. My director of football, shameless thing. You can have as many barbecues as you want to try to find the best players, the best targets. We identify really what we need in the squad. So we started this summer. We are prepared. Fabio is a good example because we moved quickly, because we were prepared to get Fabio a long time ago. And then when we face it, we make things happen. He then went on to say, people, he expects the club to announce more transfers soon. Hopefully that's Gabriel Jesus and then Raphinha and Martinez and Gnabry and everyone else that's been linked with us. Yes, I still have some good conversations and positive conversations, to be fair. I hope we can give to the fans some good news. So hopefully there's that, people. And they said not being in the Champions League wouldn't provide us with ample finances. You know, let's wait till players are signed on the dotted line. But in terms of Arsenal transfer news at the moment, people, there's that. So yeah, what are you lot saying, people? Nah, man, Hudson-Odoi didn't deserve that, but I just thought of someone who hasn't got productivity in the final third. Hudson-Odoi, that's an easy one. So big up my guy, Hudson-Odoi. You don't deserve that, but it needed to be said, people. It was an easy one. 170 likes. Can we get to 200, folks? Large up you lot for tuning in. Saka most fouled player in the Prem last season. He was drained by the end of the year. Not his best. Raphinha, no help at least, drained by the end of the year. Together, it will be fire. 6 weeks until the new season starts. Late night DG, how was your day? Very good day, man. You know, this is the fourth live. Yeah, the fourth live stream. Time's flying, man. And tomorrow we're back at it, man. Pepe can be a fraud. You've got to be an extra nasty hater to come on somebody's stream at nearly 2 a.m. only to disrespect, man. People are crazy, man. Shout out to them. Fabio looks like a good mix between Santi and Bernardo Silva. He's going to bulk up and get more adaptable to the Premier League. Or better yet, English Premier League. People are bored at this time. Allow them. You think we are selling Saka to City if Raphinha goes through? Not this window. In fact, anything can happen. But who knows, man. DG, thoughts about Leandro Tossart? Apologies. I have a mate who used to work for a football agency, Vesserman or something. He told me that Arsenal are apparently extremely interested in him. Well, he was linked with us and we covered it. I mean, he's a technical-based footballer. I mean, we brought in Fabio Vieira, so I can't really see it. But, you know, he's an intelligent footballer. It'd be one less player that scores against us. So we could hardly do a lot worse, man. I've bought Vieira a couple times in FM. I believe a quality player in FM at least. Hear that. Where will Fabio Pay rotate with Odegaard? Could rotate with Odegaard, could play instead of him. It all depends. There's a lot of games to be played next season. And, you know, if he gets opportunities and takes them and his form is out of this world, then we'll have to adapt. There was a time you couldn't really drop Smith Rowe, so it was him and Odegaard, and that had a knock-on effect on Martinelli and other people's game time. There might come a time where you can't drop Martinelli, and if we did sign Raphinha, so that's going to affect someone else. You want Arteta to have a headache. I can't not have this guy, I need that guy. You know, I really would like Fabio Vieira, now that he signed Odegaard and Smith Rowe, to be able to play as 8. I do think we could have some good options. We could have them being able to play in the roles they can and as 8. You know, Martinelli being able to one day play up front and there. Gabriel Jesus is going to be a striker, but if you when he plays, he peels out to the right and left-hand side. Eddie Nketiah's general play is improved. You know, I do like just on the topic of Tossart, I do think Arteta had the right idea at the wrong time. If you remember when we lost to Brighton at home, he had Lokonga as a lone 6 and either side Odegaard and Smith Rowe. Now, for evident reasons, that wasn't going to work this year, was it? And it's definitely not going to work against Brighton. It's definitely not. So, yeah, but I do want to get to a scenario where these lot are intelligent enough to play these roles. For obvious reasons, they're not Man City. But Bear Dons in City can play their own role and whatever, you know. Goodman can play a bunch of roles. Cancelo, Zinchenko, everyone is known for one role, but they can play all around the place. We'll be all here all day speaking about that. If that's an indirect blueprint or a Bandulu version that we're trying to do, I'm here for that. But the footballers have to be intelligent. And from what I see of Fabio Vieira, he strikes me a bit of the Odegaard mode, that he understands football. Whether he's going to be a difference maker and all these things for Arsenal Football Club is a completely different matter. But I think he'll be a squad player, rotation option, at least initially to start with. And I don't think he's going to start much in the first 6 months or whatever. Europa League and that, your thing. I know for that. DG Arsenal should get Ramsey back. No. Bring Cesc Fabregas back for some coaching thing. Man said you QB. Why not, man? Do a grand job as usual, DG. Dan, appreciate that, man. This dude is so intelligent and very articulate. I admire his wisdom and acknowledge his knowledge. I don't know about that, but I appreciate my guy. Come on, man. We need this. Martial or Pepe. I can't lie. Martial's my sort of player, but they're both extremely frustrating and whatnot, man. And both teams, as much as I would have both in my squad, both teams where they're actually probably just cut ties is probably best for the players more. So I rate Fabio. He is brilliant, very skillful. I think Odegaard and Fabio will be the two best midfielders in the Premier League, but we need a goal scorer, hence my need for Jesus. I mean, let's chill out a bit. Hopefully one day, but yeah, man, let's chill out a bit with them and I hope they can get there. Vieira shouldn't have been our first signing. It just matters if he's our last one, my guy. Can Raphinha play central? He should be able to play as a 10, surely, if need be. Klopp is a bigger name manager than Arteta. I don't think that's any groundbreaking news. But I hear that. Shouldn't Arsenal offer players like Nelson, Ainsley and Pepe to Palace, West Ham and other teams? True. And we should be offering Leeds, any one of them as well, obviously. Can you offer them a little Pepe on loan? Can you offer them Ainsley? Assuming these players want to sign, and it's as simple as that. Can you offer them, see what could be done for Reece Nelson? For obvious reasons, it's not going to bang, but could you see what they're saying for Torreira? Can you use some of these players on a Bugs one? Really? Could you offer some players that necessarily were in your plans on loan or something? Maybe Cedric can help us out, or Marie can help us out. Maybe Leeds are dumb enough to take either one on a year's loan or whatever, or a permanent loan and some money. I don't think we're getting Raphinha, but I didn't think we're getting Abami. And I wouldn't say I can't be confident because I don't know, but I would say I think we'll get Jesus. We might get Telemans. And I don't know for Raphinha, but I hope we can. But one thing I'm not a fan of is the we tried hype. Like, if you can't get in, cool, get someone else. We're not a team where, with not even Real Madrid got Mbappe and Haaland, their alleged first choice targets. So I don't think anyone can. But we're not one of the European powerhouses where it's almost an assurance people are coming for us. And apparently Liverpool did make an offer for Raphinha. But maybe with Darwin Núñez signing, I don't know. I have a feeling that Vieira will proper slap in the Prem, low center of gravity ballers with tech, grind all day, my guy. What, United are interested in bringing back Alexis? I mean, we heard that in relation to Arsenal today. I think both teams would be bugging out. What's your starting 11 with possible signings included, DG? I mean, if it was that, the back fives is going to be the same for me and Ramsdale. At the moment, Kieran Tierney, Tomiyasu, Ben White, and Gabriel in midfield, assuming it all happened. Thomas Partey, Telemans, and obviously Odegaard in the 10. On the left, Saka. On the right, Raphinha, / you can move them around. And if it does happen, man said Raphinha twice. Gabriel Jesus through the middle. DG, you reckon he'll have some games as a left-sided 8? I mean, it'd be, you can fix some problems in-house. So, yeah, again, if he can develop in that might affect our planning in the future, really. You would love to. I mean, anyone who could play as a left-sided 8 or be developed into that, we need that. I do think, especially Martin Odegaard, Vieira, now that we signed him, but especially Martin Odegaard, I'm not saying directly the Santi thing, but they should be able to do that. Like, I do think Odegaard's intelligent enough and can learn to run the game for us, sort of thing. I do think he's a final third player, but I do think we could rob him of his individual quality in the final third and grant the team more creativity along the pitch. But that's in terms of his development. Like I said, none of these players are the finished article. And over the next 2-3 years or whatever, a lot of these players, obviously for Arsenal Football Club, but have to define themselves. Lokonga describes himself as an 8 and a 6. I think you're a 6. You know, Martinelli feels more comfortable on the left. Arteta sees him as a player that can play centrally. You know, Odegaard, are you an 8? Are you a 10? Which one are you a master of? And then a jack of all trades sort of thing. And again, you could go around the whole squad and make this example, people. So it kind of is what it is there, which makes sense. Or doesn't. Sell Smith Rowe, never. What else are you lot saying? Ornstein said that earlier, but then sent the tweet out earlier that Arsenal submitted a formal bid. Man's doing a graveyard shift. Respect the hustle, DG. Come on, my guy. What happened to the Bayern links? Bayern are there as well. I don't know if that's their planning has changed with obviously the signing of Mane, but you can never have too many good players, I would say. And there might be some possible outgoings there. Hope Edu is putting in a grind similar to yours, DG. Big respect and always appreciate the streams. One love. I feel Dembele is staying at Barca, which could have knock-on effects for what we're doing. Chelsea not moving the same already, plus replacing Marina Lady during the window is crazy. Rocking the boat. Players want stability. Hear that. Funniest thing is Chelsea aren't even prioritizing Raphinha. They're prioritizing getting rid of Lukaku, which they've done. You may see them advance in the market now. Amen. Late one, Brushy, for sure, man. Not getting Raphinha would be a huge hit on our momentum. I hear that, but Raphinha's a dream chasing thing. You know, really, in my opinion, you knew that there was a lot of variables going against us speaking for the club. You know, clearly there's a legit chance of Telemans and Jesus. I think if you get that and you don't get Raphinha, it'd be disappointing because of the buzz and euphoria. But it is what it is. As I said, you need several targets, really and truly. Like the we tried hype is dead. So you're killing it today, DJ out here moving like Ali and Thriller in the Manila. You're moving crazy. I appreciate that, my guy. I think we need a real combative midfield. We were too soft in certain games, and I don't think Telemann solves that problem. I think it's a mentality thing as well as it's personnel, man. I think Jesus can do what Lacazette does and should be better in the box. Plus, we need to add Raphinha and Vieira, and our young attacking players improve. We should score goals. Amen. And one thing I would like to see is that them sort of guys like Vieira and Odegaard, they play better when they have better ballers next to them. Like, you know, when Santi was next to Ozil and Alexis, well, them three used to do some champagne stuff at times. Aaron Ramsey used to get involved and try to get involved. Certain man need to be the bridesmaid and certain man are the brides. Pause. But yeah, is what it is. Big up Ramsey, though. Imagine Lissandro playing defensive mid and Vieira on the right and Odegaard in the middle. 6 signing, I rate it. I hear that. Interesting comments. Arsenal should go get Richarlison. Another one that apparently prefers a move to Chelsea. And Spurs seem to be the most aggressive. Where you reckon the team finishes, DG? Personally, I think Spurs will be a different team next season under Conte. Bro, it could finish as low as 8th or as high as 4th. Such is the volatility. Said it last year, say it again. I used my free sub on you, DG. Still getting ads. Please sort this. Again, waiting on emails. Hey, man, shout out to you for that. Is what it is. Man said man's been watching DG since the Pigeons. Can you take Willett back from Newcastle, please? And thank you. No refunds in the streets, my guy. No refunds in the streets, my guy. I would like Telemans to join. He makes a stronger save, man. DG, looks like you, man, are trying to create a similar blueprint to City rate it, but can implicate it properly? I don't know, bro. That's what we're seeing, isn't it? What about bringing Giroud back? Shout Giroud, but no. Should never go back to your ex, man. It's not going to bang, bro. Well, you could do that. Let's chill out, man. Could we play a system with 2 creative 8s like City? I mean, if the players are intelligent, but you look at City, a lot of their players been there, done it, wore the t-shirt. Like they understand football, they understand their roles. Away from their ability, the level of intelligence from Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. When these lot understand football like that and know what they are, and of course, some of them can play as 8s, false 9s, even indirect 6s, wide play, all these things. Arsenal players, a lot of these players don't know themselves yet because this is a territory. And then we suddenly, one wonders, do you complicate the game too much for them? I don't know. Love for the super chat. Are you in the UK? Yes, my guy, I am. Depends on the vibe, man, but probably do a last few hours watch along, well, deadline day sort of thing. You're right, man. Edu's comments about the team effort involved in trying to get all these details was interesting. Required, man. Let's actually see if there's anything else. All right, I didn't even post that. That's a shame. Is what it is nonetheless. Let's see what AFC stuff is saying. Where is that, man? If you got a link, drop it in it. But let me try to find it myself. Oh shit, we can look on. You know what? Let's read the Athletics article on Fabio Vieira. Then let's see if we've missed anything out here. Sorry, folks. Let's see if we've missed anything, because I think that's where the source of the articles are at, man. Love, like I said, love for obviously. If you never said that, we wouldn't be looking at this. Arsenal announced signing of Fabio Vieira from Porto in £40 million deal. Now we know all of this, people, but there's some some little details that some of you might have missed. The 22-year-old was close to signing for Arsenal. Last Thursday he travelled to London to sign a 5-year deal that evening. They confirmed their sale on Friday in a statement to the Portuguese stock market. Made 39 appearances for Porto in the season just gone, getting 7 goals and getting 16 assists. Again, he can play in a bunch of roles, and it'll remain to be seen where he'll be utilised. But, Arteta has shown that he'll play players in what appears to fans sometimes bewildering roles. But, you heard he can play as a false 9, as a wide playmaker. I want to see you developed as an 8, and I expect you to play as a 10 / at times forced off the right. But is what it is. Once again, Arsenal will pay an initial 35 million euros, 30 million quid, with a potential 5 million euros, 4.26 million in add-ons. It's thought that the signing of Vieira was driven by Arsenal's manager Mikel Arteta, who has expressed his admiration of the playmaker for months. Vieira's signing will be Arsenal's second incoming of the summer after confirming Brazilian Marquinhos. So if Arteta has admiration, he knows what the player is right now, where he can go, and how to utilize him, people. So it is what it is there. Vieira, who'd been on holiday in Greece, will join a young nucleus of attacking midfielders, including Odegaard and Smith Rowe, people. Apparently, Arsenal's purchase of Fabio Vieira is a significant pointer to the business they intend for this summer, because a player of his profile and positioning was not necessarily a priority. This suggests, unless they completely change their thinking, which is not typical of manager Mikel Arteta, the Portuguese youngster was simply too good a prospect to pass up. Signing him does not necessarily mean Arsenal will stop chasing other targets, or that Vieira's arrival replaces others in their sights, such as Raphinha, Jesus, and Lisandro Martinez. Rather, they are keen to press on. The plan, ideally, is to recruit them all, as it says here. So let's just deal with what's in front of us. We've got Fabio Vieira over the line. Can we see some progress where Yuri Telemans, Gabriel Jesus, and obviously everything crossed, pause, for Raphinha, folks. With all the links and signings we're doing,